I can't say I would have had this on Smoky Mountain Wrestling television or any other television I've ever produced, because I wouldn't have had Private Party in this predicament. But had all things being equal, the World Tag Team title match with Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, with MVP, the Hurt Syndicate versus Private Party, I think we can make a case that the two best wrestlers in AEW right now are Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. Because they're the only ones that go out and get over. Get more over from at the end than they are at the start. That they are more over now than they were when they started the company. That people, to the point where people are chanting their names when they're not doing anything. They're chanting Bobby when he's standing on the apron of the ring. They fucking, every time Shelton throws one of the baby faces across the arena, they fucking go wild. But Lashley spears everything they do. They're cheering now because they're the stars. They are actually wrestlers that can be taken as stars in the business, instead of the wannabe pretend playing indie level fucking guys. But now they've got another situation where the most popular baby faces probably right now in the company are heels. And the two most popular baby faces otherwise are nattering at each other and then teaming up 5 minutes later. I'm sorry, am I dominating this conversation?
No, I mean, there's not much to say. I'm glad they put the tag belts on the Hurt Syndicate. I thought this is the way to go. I've been saying it for a few weeks. I thought this should have been more one-sided. It kind of was, but it went a while. It wasn't like Private Party was doing stuff to keep anyone down, but they stayed alive by just constantly doing stuff. But
well, and that's
you got a mix between the Legion of Doom and the Steiners.
Yeah.
In terms of the reactions they're going to get for throwing people around. And again, they're the most over thing that's been introduced to AEW's show in a year, right?
Easily.
At least.
And here's the thing, they can call their match, but they can't call their time. If whatever savant formats this program says, well, they got to go 15 minutes with these guys. So then the professionalism comes in where they were able to give Private Party enough hope spots, enough of the double team or enough of the kick to the head or the surprise duck and dodge or whatever, that it wasn't just chopping meat, as they used to say in the business, just beating the shit out of guys for 15 minutes where it just was boring. They kept it lively, but still all of Bobby and Shelton shit got over because it's impressive, and the people turned on. I don't know if we can say turned on them because they weren't really behind them to begin with, but it was just like they didn't want Private Party to do anything. When the break spot was Lashley choke slamming one of them through the announce desk, and the fans went fucking crazy. And they come back from the break, and for a while, that guy's still laying in the desk. And the one with the green hair, which one is Mark Quinn? Is green in more ways than one? Anyway.
I think so, yes.
One way or another, they were getting heat on him. And when Shelton was bouncing him off the rail and in the apron and the rail and the apron, he was about to chuck him back in. And the fans were like, one more time, one more time. So he bashed him into the railing again. They came apart. And then that's why I say they were chanting for Bobby when he was standing on the apron and cheered for him when he tagged in the ring and posed. And then the Private Party they got a tag, and the people popped for it initially and then were just dead quiet for the comeback. And the baby faces, if I can use that term, their comeback was kind of awkward, but the 450 splash got a pop, and Bobby Lashley saving got a pop. And then, at that point, they did some more big fucking things, and anytime, like Quinn made the save on the other guy, after a spear, and the crowd booed the save by the babyface. So then Shelton hit the big Germans, and Bobby hit a choke slam, and Shelton hit a knee lift, and Bobby hit a spear, 1, 2, 3. The crowd counted with it like it was Austin after a stunner, and he got a big pop. So that, again, that's a match that gets you over. And that's why I say they're the two best wrestlers in AEW now, because they're actually having matches that get them over.
I also think it's smart for AEW to have them as tag team champions, because also WWE's gone in a direction with their tag teams where, by and large, they're smaller high flyers. There are War Raiders and stuff, but by and large, it's like a Young Bucks style division.
Yeah.
You've got these two guys, and I think to see them against a Young Bucks style team, you want to see them get thrown around, but there are other big teams for them. Them against FTR could be something. Them against Buddy and Brody. Again, now we're looking at two big guys against big guys. It's always those two against two little guys like the Young Bucks or something, to compare every small wrestler to the smallest wrestlers I can think of at the moment. It changes the look of your tag team division, not just as far as how you presented it, but it differentiates your tag team division from the other companies.
Yeah, because, it used to be when you would get a big Road Warrior type team over that they would draw the most money with a smaller bumping heel team like Tully and Arn, Midnight Express, whatever. But now the problem has become that you either have, the Road Warrior dominant size guys, but you don't have any guys in the middle. Everybody else 172 pounds.
That's why you should just have them go out there and destroy people. And just have them go out there week by week and make people look forward to the squash matches until they get big matches.
And then make them look forward to the big matches until they get bigger matches. That would be like promotion and shit.
LOD were presented like monsters. Steiners were too, but Steiners, that may be the best comparison just in terms of how they worked and how they could throw people around. And
yeah,
everyone knew they were that's the other thing. Do you still think in 2025, there's still value in the idea that, yeah, they're the number one promotion, but our tag team champions are the baddest tag team champions in all of wrestling? Like, is there still something to be said for having that? Like, if you had a world champion, if you knew, if your world champion wasn't a fucking clown, you could say, well, yeah, they got, whoever their world champion is, but our world champion
can beat your world champion. As long as he doesn't work at Home Depot. No, not directly, not a direct correlation, but it's not that in and of itself is not going to make any difference in anything. But the idea that these guys can get over like that they're not only good workers, but also that people know that they're legitimate and that they can do these. There's no special effects involved. That gets them over as attractions. And if you're smart enough to find a couple people they could draw some money with that wouldn't engage in falderall and bullshit to poke holes in that aura that they've created, and instead have a legitimate wrestling match, then that as an attraction will help you get over or help your company, help the business, whatever. Is that if he could actually find somebody else that people would say, whoa, I can't wait to see the Hurt Syndicate versus so-and-so. Now you've got something. But it's got to be somebody that, it would complement the Hurt Syndicate rather than, at some points here, Shelton's the one that has to stooge for Private Party's fucking convoluted double teams and acrobatics and everything. And you can't do too much stooging for other people's bullshit and maintain that aura. So it needs to be somebody that can fucking work and that is believable to physically compare with these guys. So who the fuck is that?
Well, I don't know who else there really is, Jim. And the other problem is, like I said, I mentioned FTR, and FTR are respectable size wrestlers. Brody King is a giant guy, and Buddy Matthews looks like he took every vitamin in the shed. But there aren't a lot of big wrestlers.
Well, but now, okay, but here also,
go ahead.
here's your problem. FTR, the people nominally like that. They don't like him as much as they used to because they've been booked so badly and, you know, and not really fucking done great public relations. But they're nominally, but the people would boo him against the Hurt Syndicate because they love these guys now.
Good.
And then,
you know, honestly, instead of being tepid baby faces, maybe that's what FTR need.
well, but then shouldn't they turn on somebody first? And then they need to turn on Edge.
Everyone else does.
Everybody else does. They turn on Edge and then boom, boom, boom. Or old Brody and Buddy, at least they're already heels. You know, so that would, but they've been used as the flunkies, and they're just starting to be rehabilitated. So they don't need to go into a fucking program with the Hurt Syndicate. It's going to beat the shit out of them.
Well, what I was trying to say is maybe some of the other wrestlers on the roster see the Hurt Syndicate and say, I'm at a great disadvantage. I need protein.
Well, that's true, because protein will give you the advantage in most situations. And that's why that you need to go to our friends, folks, at Orgain, because they've got the protein market pretty much covered, because they have a 30-gram protein shake, chocolate flavored. It's like a delicious soda fountain chocolate milkshake. Do they have soda fountains anymore, Brian? I'm thinking of my
someone
youth.
Does. Do I have a soda fountain? No,
well,
I do not.
You have one in your own home or in your neighborhood there? Do you have the soda fountain where the kids congregate?
Yeah, the soda jerk gives us our milkshakes, yes.
I thought the soda jerk wasn't allowed to congregate around the kids. But, folks, if you don't have your own soda jerk or any kind of jerk around, you can jerk some Orgain, the 30-gram protein shakes, into your home, and it's fun for the whole family. Because now your kids need protein because you're sending them out there to school where they're going to encounter who knows what kind of illnesses and viruses and or bad habits they might take to eating out of vending machines. And then they're just consuming a lot of crap. They need some protein. They need some things that they'll think it's ice cream. If I just tell them it's melted chocolate ice cream. But the Orgain 30-gram chocolate protein shakes, again, deliciously good. And, Brian, you know I like to start my day with a big shot of protein. And I know you like to guzzle some protein down your gullet first thing in the morning, but these are good for all day long. Anytime you satisfy your cravings without any added sugar, because it's got the 30 grams of protein, but it has almost no sugar in it. They even say where the sugar, how much sugar is in it somewhere in this copy, but I can't find it. So I will just say they ain't got a lot of sugar in these drinks, but a lot of protein.
There is lots of protein and no sugar. Is there sugar? There's
very little, if any. They used to measure this, but you can read it on the side of the container, folks. And from protein powders to bars to shakes to tons of other nutritional products, Orgain has products that the whole family will love and use if you are an athlete or you care about what you put in your body. Or, you know, even what you put in your body can impact what comes out of your body. And boy, I'll tell you what, you can grease the wheels with Orgain. So remember, there's no quick fixes when it comes to your health. That means you need to drink as many of these every day as possible for a long period of time. Because if you want more protein, well, you can give Orgain's 30-gram protein shakes a try. But, you know, Brian, again, the amount of protein let's say you drink 25, let's make it even, 25 shakes in the course of a day. Now, right there, that means that you have already got 750 grams of protein. I would think that would hold you for a day or so, wouldn't it?
That is too much, and I certainly do not recommend anyone drink that much, but for your normal protein intake, Orgain is there for you, and it's delicious.
There can't be too much of a good thing, can there?
There can be, and of course we recommend the normal dosage, the normal usage, however much you would normally drink, don't overdo it. but
Well,
it's the best,
let's say
and it's
that
delicious, and I drink them, and I love them.
Well, I was just thinking that everybody loves them as much as I do and would want to drink several six-packs. But you can use however many you want in the course of a day to get all your protein and keep your body rock hard and supple and lithe and tanned and whimsical and all those other things. Go right now to Orgain. That's Orgain. Orgain.com/Jim. And use the code Jim for 30%. 30% off your order. And they didn't tell me it's going to be 30% off. Holy mackerel, it's practically free. That's the most you're ever going to get off of this stuff. I'll tell you what. There must have been some mistake. I guess 1% for each gram of protein. 30% off your order at Orgain.com/Jim when you use the code Jim. That's a big discount, Brian.
That's a big discount, and it's a big, delicious taste, and it's a big amount of protein. As I said before, I personally drink it. You'll like it too. Orgain. One more time, what's that promo code?
Yes, Orgain.com/Jim. Use the promo code Jim. Whether you're on the go, traveling, or just going, it'll make you go. I'll tell you what. Orgain, that's the deal.